Coffeezilla. What's Coffeezilla up to these days? What clickbait what he got you into? Some video he can get a lot of views, right? Because he's selling ads for scammers. You understand that, right? He's selling ads for scammers. You understand that, right? He's monetizing his channel. He's making money promoting scammers because his channel has scam ads. So take a look. Investigating Mr. Beast. Wait a second. See, so Mr. Beast, the obvious scammer. I mean, how do you not know these guys are fucking scammers? I mean, Mr. Beast is obvious scammer. I've known it from day one with his clickbait horse shit. Obviously fake bullshit. Don't even look into the guy. It's clear. But after Mr. Beast gets exposed, 2 months later, 3 months later, Coffeezilla now wants to investigate Mr. Beast after he's already been exposed by someone who worked for him. Is that not profiteering? Coffeezilla's making the ad money. You see that? You see that? 7 million views. There you go. $20,000 just like that. Boom. You got it? Hey, Coffeezilla, why didn't you expose Mr. Beast a long time ago? Right? Why didn't you expose Joe Rogan? Because you're too stupid to know that Joe Rogan's a fucking fraud and a scammer who promotes scammers. You know, Joe Rogan, the guy who features scammers on there like Patrick Bet David. He says Patrick Bet David's legitimate. He's an expert, right? You know, Joe Rogan who promotes Alex Jones and all these other scammers. And by the way, as a reminder, if you take a look at Joe Rogan's content, all of his non-fighting content, non-UFC content, all of his pop culture content. If you look at the content, all political content, economic content, things of that nature, take a look at the people who he interviews, and you're going to see the vast majority of them are related, just like all these people. Piers Morgan is related to Joe Rogan. Take a look at the Piers Morgan interviews. You understand what's going on. They keep the discourse in the family. You understand? You got it? Folks, it's like I've said, the new business model for the internet has destroyed the human mind, and it's destroyed the intellectual ability of people, because all that matters, and we saw this some 25 years ago with MySpace. Remember MySpace? Tila Tequila, she was the top person on MySpace. She had the largest number of followers. Guess what happened? Because she had the largest number of followers. Forget the fact she's an airhead. She's an idiot. She's not even attractive. But she had the largest number of followers. What did that land her? Landed her at least one TV show, record deals, right? Celebrity status. This was the beginning of the internet business model that basically showed all you need is a large number of followers. That's your focus as a scammer. Get the followers any way you can. Once you got the followers, it's game over. You're going to make a lot of money doing nothing, like what Coffeezilla does. Just fluff stupid content, which the idiots think that you're a good detective. Yeah, you're the best. Right? And of course, what that does, think about this for a second. Right? I mean, think about Coffeezilla as like an infant detective versus me, world class. He can't even come close to me. Who's getting promoted and who's being banned? He gets promoted. He gets the mainstream media to write articles about him, how he's saving the world. And so think, well, like, gosh, I mean, he must be legitimate, Mike. You must be nobody. Folks, he's a useful idiot. The media does that. Why? Because Coffeezilla doesn't expose the real scams. He's exposing like fraudsters that are already been exposed, obvious scams that only mentally retarded people would fall for, and children. But he doesn't come out and expose the real scams. So he's a useful idiot because the media will promote him as a scam detector when he doesn't expose the real scams. Like, for instance, that cryptocurrency in and of itself is a fucking scam, right? Or who's running the cryptocurrency industry or all these other things. He doesn't expose real scams. That's why he's a useful idiot, right? Joe Rogan, useful idiot. You understand what's going on. So once you get a large number of followers, you can just post stupid horse shit like Coffeezilla does, right? Investigating Mr. Beast. Well, he's already been investigated and exposed, Coffeezilla. Okay? But you want to post a video because you got 4 million subscribers and you're going to get all the money from ads. Because you're an ad whore. You're whoring for scammers. You're a business partner with scammers, Coffeezilla. You are being paid when scammer ads are on your channel. That makes you a fucking business partner with scammers, which makes you a scammer. Got it? Once you got the subscribers, folks, it's game over. You can do what Coffeezilla does, promote just stupid, no-value content, and at the same time when you do it, make people think that you're a superstar. Like you're somebody. That's what he does. Okay? Or, and of course also, sell the ads, sell the scam ads. Or you could do something also like what me Kevin does, what Tom Nash does. Once you got the subscribers, right? Graham Stephan, he's in the business of getting money. He gets paid money to promote scammers. That's what a lot of these guys do. I've talked about that. You know that, right? Once you get enough subscribers, you got people, scammers that come to you and say, okay, I want to be on your channel. How much does it cost? Okay, here's the price. You see that? That's why Graham Stephan on his iced coffee hour, he's got all the scammers. Did you notice that? Oh, look, he's got Patrick Bet-David again. Now, at some point, once you've built up your scamming so that you have a lot of scammers like Patrick Bet-David does, Patrick Bet-David probably no longer needs to pay Graham Stephan because Patrick Bet-David now has more followers than Graham Stephan. You understand? So all you do is look at the small level scammers here. They're paying Graham Stephan, and you can just go through Alex Hormozy, Tim Sykes. They paid Graham Stephan. You see, you can just go through and see for yourself. That's how it works, folks. There's many of these channels now that are doing this, by the way. In fact, I was going to show you. Let me show you another one. They're actually paying people to be on their channel. I'm pretty sure this Ryan Pineda paid to be on Graham Stephan's channel because he's promoting his real estate scam. This guy's a fucking scammer as well, Ryan Pineda. They're all fucking scammers, folks. If you can spot a con artist, a scammer, all you got to do is look at their channel, and you're gonna see the whole fucking army. And then look at the channels of the guys that they're promoting. It's a big circle jerk. I mean, just take a look. It's pretty obvious, right? Let me show you another scam channel. There's many of these channels out there. Another one I recently came across. Complete fraud. This is a channel, 8 million subscribers. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Look at what he's got on his home, his latest video here on his home. He's got the scammer minority mindset. Look, savings expert. He's a savings expert. So you have this is the channel. The business model basically is it works two ways. Okay. You pay to get on their channel. Okay. And once you're big enough, they'll have you on their channel for free. Why? Because you're going to get more subscribers, right? By having some guy with a big channel on your channel, you're going to get their subscribers. They're idiots. And you also make sure and have you feature people who have lured in stupid people. I've talked about this before, right? The Peter Schiff effect, the Robert Kiyosaki effect, right? Why do you think these scammers are going to have Robert Kiyosaki on their channel? Because they know that they're scamming, and the best way to scam more people is to attract an audience that's already been scammed. In other words, Robert Kiyosaki's audience. You understand? I mean, this stuff's all pretty simple, folks. It's not fucking rocket science. It just takes someone to observe this stuff. Look, Raoul Pal. See that? Notice he's not putting here the names. He's trying to hide the names. He knows he's scamming people. He's promoting a known scam artist, Raoul Pal. This Real Vision guy, he's a complete fucking fraud, hiding out in the Cayman Islands. You see, where he's legally protected. You see, he's off jurisdiction. You know, the Cayman Islands, that's where a lot of shell companies are, a lot of hedge funds are. Why? I mean, why do you think that they're based there? A lot of Chinese companies, shell companies, because they're not going to recognize the legal authority of the U.S. when the people want to sue them, or the U.K. or other bodies. Why do you think Raoul Pal is in the fucking Cayman Islands? Same reason why Jeff Berwick, Doug Casey are in Latin America. Many other fucking scammers. Okay? See, so he kind of hides who he has on his channel because it doesn't put their name in the channel, so it's difficult to see how many times this minority mindset has been on his channel. Don't buy a house. Don't buy a house. Look, savings expert, minority mindset. My name is Mike Stathis. You're a scam artist. You're not qualified to be talking about investments and charging money. By the way, this guy has his little seminar.
We have to.
Once you get into it and do it, give him your email, go on his scam website like I've done, and you're going to see his copy editing. He's got some automated bullshit. It's going to send you all this fucking clickbait horse shit. The typical scam, right? That brainwashes people. Once they get your email, it's over. They're going to eventually get you. In the meantime, they're going to pitch other things what they get paid for. They're going to pitch other sites, investments, and they're going to, if you're lucky, you'll see the disclosure at the bottom with font size 1. You understand? Take a look. Let's take a look here. This guy is a fucking scammer. Never worked as a financial advisor on Wall Street. Okay? All of a sudden now, he's a pro. He's an expert. You understand? He's a scammer. He's doing what Robert Kiyosaki did. You see? He's selling snake oil. I mean, think about it. What are his credentials? He's a lawyer. That's it. A failed lawyer. Another failed lawyer on YouTube. Like Legal Eagle. Another failed lawyer. He's failure. So what do? You go and you swindle fucking stupid people. Start talking about money. You follow the Robert Kiyosaki pitch. Right? And then you pay off a lot of companies to promote your articles. You see, that's how it works. Okay? This guy has no experience, has no expertise, no credentials in any of this stuff. Keep in mind, he's got his little seminars and shit he sells. Free! Folks, whenever you see this free, run for the hills. They're telling you something's free, that means they're going to fuck you in the ass really hard. Really hard. It's a lure. You understand? Once they got you in their free realm, they're going to take over your mind. Guaranteed. I know how all these scammers work. Go ahead. I want you to sign up for his email. Okay? So you can see the type of horse shit he pitches you. Same thing with Meet Kevin. All these guys. Folks, the scammers are into email marketing. I've never done email marketing in my life. In fact, even my subscribers, I don't fucking send them anything. I don't send them nothing. I don't want to brainwash them. Oh, come on, I got something new. Watch it up. I don't lure nobody. I don't market. I don't do people that come to me. They've done the research on me. They're intelligent enough to see what's going on. Those are the people that can help themselves. You understand? Email marketing is a fucking scam. People that use email marketing are scammers. Write it down. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, he says email marketing. Oh. No, little boy, I've been around the block many more times than you. I know what's going on. I've been watching this stuff for 20 fucking years, more than 20 years. Email marketing, 25 fucking years. It's a scam. People use it as a scam. It's designed, it's created for scammers to scam people, to brainwash them, to lure them into their bullshit. Okay? That's fact. Fact. In fact, let me go ahead and show you another guy who's related to all these scammers. I'll show you another guy here. Mark Weens. And, oh look, 11 million subscribers. The guy's a fake. He's a corporate whore. Okay? He's promoted because he's got the right background. Just like these other guys. But guess what? He seemed like a nice guy. Give him your email, and you're going to get bombarded with all types of horse shit, trying to sell you this and sell you that and sell you this and sell you that. All these guys, folks, email marketing is a resource that's created by scammers for scammers. Okay? Write it down. I tried to use not email marketing, but an email service. 15 years ago, I got banned. They banned me. They won't let me use their service because the same people who run those services run the media, they run the internet, they run Wall Street. They run the whole thing. You got it? I was only going to use it to notify my subscribers of, research releases. That's all. Now, since that time, I built my own internal email system, but I don't use email marketing. It's a scam for scammers. Email marketing is a scam for scammers. Keep this in mind. And if you don't know this, I suggest you fucking spend the time to look into it. Easily one of the top investment analysts in the world. I'm probably the best. It's difficult to prove I'm the best, right? But easily one of the best. Ask yourself, somebody in my status, my stature, my realm, who else is going to go out and expose these fucking little minions fraudsters? Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? Nobody. Nobody else.
in terms of getting back as an investor, if it's coming down to here, almost irrespective of what's going on, I have to believe, if I have to make a call in advance, and of course I can change depending on what happens, but I have to believe this is where you want to start doing that 18, 17, around there. Their earnings report is a complete game changer, at least for quite a while. Bottom line, NVIDIA now is going to enter the realm of Tesla, Apple, and all these other big, I mean, listen, NVIDIA can come down to 150, come down to $100. If you don't think it's possible, then you don't understand how the market works. I mean, listen, NVIDIA can come down to 150, come down to $100. If you don't think it's possible, then you don't understand how the market works.